This is an update on the Project Hyundai Elantra V6. There's not much changes, or at least major changes that have been done since the last episode. Car is basically done driving. It's just ironing out the bugs in the setup. So again, to reiterate, this is a 2.7 liter V6 G6BA engine from Hyundai Coupe Tiburon Tuscany with a 6-speed manual gearbox, stage 1 clutch, LSD, new intake manifold, intake piping, exhaust system, full system exhaust. Thing is the cooling system. As you can see, we're using a full aluminum radiator for a Honda Civic. We had to mount the radiator in this diagonal position. What we thought of was replacing this with a bigger radiator, but we will lose our air conditioning, and we kinda don't want to lose our air conditioning. So we thought of putting a smaller radiator in front. So this is a sub radiator from a Nissan Urban. It's kind of a small radiator. I think it's about slightly bigger than many motorcycle radiators that I've seen, but it's smaller than the Civic radiator. So, well, again, it doesn't bolt on. We had to fabricate custom brackets as usual, but it fits very, 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 very tight. As you can see here, it's so tight, but it barely fits. Barely fits. So what feeds this radiator is the inlet and outlet to the heater core. Well, we don't have any heater core. We're in the Philippines. We don't need a heater for the air conditioning. So we tapped into the inlet and outlet for the heater. You can see with these hoses here that goes down and leads to the radiator. So if you could see this hose, it's kind of loose. We're just testing this car right now, so I saw this hose was off, so I got to figure out how to tighten this. I may change the position of the inlet and outlet because it's flowing towards the bottom, so probably that's the reason why there's some issues to these hoses blowing off. But again, we have to run the car, remove all the bugs in the new system. So cooling system, still a work in progress, but I'm really happy with the additional cooling capacity. Of course, this is a radiator, so there's more capacity to cool the coolant, and of course literally more coolant can be put in the system. I estimate that this has increased the amount of coolant in the system by about 1.5 liters, especially with the air conditioning on, with all the fans working. It's very cold-blooded. Once we fix this hose over here, that should be overheating should be a thing of the past, God willing. So okay, so this is the car. I don't know if you'll notice difference in ride height. Of course, the car's in an incline right now, but the ride height has been changed. It has become higher than normal. It's because we revised our system. We're not using coilovers anymore. We've gone back to stock shocks. Taken a page from the learnings that we've had over the years, and we've decided to go back to stock suspension, but a stock suspension that would be stiffer than stock. So what we did was also change the suspension to shocks from GK Tiburon, same where the engine came from. Of course, we bought brand new ones, and then we managed to get a good deal on some H&R Lowering Springs. Shout out to Sydney from Speed Lab. If this were on the stock Tiburon springs, this would be way higher than stock, because the Tiburon is about 200 or 300 kilos heavier than this car. With lowering springs, ride height should be close to stock or slightly lower than stock, but it's higher than when it was with coilovers. The ride is still stiff because again it's lowering springs and a stiffer shock, but it's very tolerable, way better than coilovers. Handling, I don't know yet. Well, the coilovers were okay for long drives, but this one should be even better, even more compliant. This is supposed to be a street car again, not a race car. And yeah, you can see parts of the body kit are chipping off. We're gonna repaint it to black because black is the original color of this car. So we're still looking for a paint shop. If you are a paint shop, would like to strike us a deal, we're not asking for discounts, but but if you take care of this car very well, please let us know in the comments. Yeah, one thing that we have done also to the car is fix the air conditioning system. We just replaced the evaporator so that we could drive this car in the street normally at any time we wish, because we have not been driving this car because the aircon system is broken. Aside from that, the aircon is cold, blows cold, and car drives pretty well, and just had an alignment done, so really happy with that. Just a few things that we want to resolve within the next couple of days or so. CV joint, have to repack the left outer CV joint. Yeah, and then the next long-term thing to do here is the paint job. Anyway, I hope you guys like this update on Project Hyundai Elantra V6. If this is something you like, please do subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Thank you guys, and God bless.